Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my February wrap up. So yeah, let's get right to it. The next book I'm going to show you is Shadow Kiss by Richelle Mead, and this is the third book in the Vampire Academy series, and after reading this, I definitely understand why people say, you know, just get to the third book, or at least the end of the second book, but get to especially the third book, and from there on, the series just picks up, and it is amazing, because I loved this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. The only reason it wasn't a solid 5 stars for me is because at times, you know, she kept explaining the world again, the way the world works, and with the vampires, what are Fears and Moroi and all that. Which I get, like, if you haven't read the second book in like a year or so, there's like a year or two or whatever in between the reading the second book and this book, I can understand that you need a refresher on how the world is, on how it works in this book. But I felt like it was just a bit too much, like too much detailed. So that's the only reason why it's not a solid 5. Just felt like it went a little too much into re-explaining the world, when for the most part it's like, yeah, I know how it works by now. I read the first 2 books, so I know how it works. But yeah, that's my only downside to this. Otherwise, I loved it. There was a ton of twists and turns, and one thing happens to a certain character at the end of this that I was just kind of like, oh my gosh. And like, I know, because I was sort of spoiled on what happens to this character at the end of the series. So I know some way, somehow, everything is going to work out the way it should, and in a good way. But just reading the end when that character had this happen to him, I was just like, oh my gosh. If I didn't know things were going to work out good, I would be crushed and devastated right now. And yeah, but this book was just so good. And so definitely can't wait to get to the rest of the series. Yeah. So the next two I'm going to show you, because it's the second and third book in the series. And I read the first one at the end of January. And that is the Selection series. So I read The Elite by Kiera Cass, and then The One by Kiera Cass. And like I said, these are the second and third book in the series. And pretty much the first book is about a girl named America who enters this thing called the Selection, where it's basically like The Bachelor for the prince of the country. He is looking for a wife, and so 35 girls enter this competition to compete to marry the prince. So like I said, like The Bachelor. So yeah, read the second and third book. I gave, what did I gave Elite, this is only, I gave Elite 4 out of 5 stars, and then the one I gave 5 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed both of them. They're both, they're super quick reads. They're light, they're cute and fun reads. Yes, very predictable. You pretty much know the whole series, how it's gonna end before you even start the first book. But it was still a cute, fun read. It was cute to see America and Maxon and their interactions together. And I still really like America's character. Like I said, I know some people don't really like her character, and I'm not sure why, because I really liked her character. I thought she was really fun to read about. She was honest, which, you don't see that much in a lot of YA. She was honest with Maxon about, right from the get-go, she didn't want to be there, and, her thoughts and everything. There is, like, one thing she wasn't honest about, but I understand her reasoning for, so I can kind of forgive her for that. But for the most part, like, I really enjoyed her character. Yeah, she does make some decisions where it's like, you probably really shouldn't have done that. But, like I said, I loved her character. I love how she stood up for people. You know, the whole thing that happened with her maids and everything, she stood up for them. And overall, I think she's just a great character. So, yeah. I do want to read The Heir next, because that is with their daughter. It's from their daughter's point of view. So I do want to read that next. I don't have The Heir, but my friend has it. She said I could borrow it, so probably read that soon. And then the last book, and I'm going to show you guys. This one is Charmed by Michelle Krys, or Krys, I think. And so this is the sequel to Hexed. And this one was another one that was kind of a letdown for me, especially because I loved Hexed so much. So this one was a little bit of a letdown for me. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. But I did do a full review of this book. So I'll leave the link to the review in the description below. But yeah, like I said, kind of a letdown because I really loved Text, and Charmed was not what I was expecting. I was expecting a lot more. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for the books that I read in February. Those are all of them. What I will do now is show you guys, I think I showed you in my last video, but my TBR jar that I created. So I am going to pull out one of the little sticky notes in here and see what it says, because that will be what I'm reading this month. And just so you know, my TBR jar, it does have books on my TBR shelf, like names of books that I've been meaning to read. So I could end up picking as a certain book, or I could end up picking a challenge, as I did also put different challenges in this book as well. So something like, you know, read a book that you haven't read since high school, or read a book that's less than 150 pages. So different challenges like that I put in here as well. So let's see what I get this month for February. This one, oh, I got an actual book, and I've been meaning to read this one, so I am so happy that I picked it. I've been hoping for, like, since I did my TBR jar, I've been hoping since January that I would pick this, and that is Kiss of Deception. And so, yeah, I've been meaning to read that. I've had it on my shelf for a long time, and I've been wanting to read it, but I never have. And now I will, because I picked it out, and that is what I will definitely start reading. I'll probably start reading it today. So yeah, I'm really happy that I picked that one. I've been wanting to. Okay. So, yay, I finally got it. I've been trying to get it since January, but I didn't. And now I did. Anyway, so that's pretty much it, you guys. So that's what I read in February, and Kiss of Deception will be a book that you'll see me read in, well, you won't see me read it, but I'll probably do a review for it sometime in March. So, yeah, that's it. Let me know down in the comments below what books you've read in February, and if you've read any of these, let me know what your thoughts on any of them were, and I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye.